This is a lesson on prime and composite numbers. First, we're going to go over some vocabulary. The word factor is a word that means numbers that multiply together to create another number. So for example, 2 and 3 are factors of 6 because 2 times 3 equals 6. So 2 and 3 are factors because you can multiply them together to get 6, which is the product. So when I'm looking at factors of 12, I know that 1 times 12 will give me 12. 2 and 6 will give me 12. And 3 and 4 will give me 12. So those are all of the factors of the number 12. Next, we'll talk about prime numbers. So prime numbers are whole numbers greater than 1 whose only factors are 1 and itself. So 3 is an example because 3 and 1 are the only factors of 3. You cannot multiply anything other than 1 and 3 to get 3. So let's think of some other examples of prime numbers. So the number 11 is an example of a prime number because the only thing you can multiply to get 11 is 1 and 11. Another example might be 23. You can only multiply 1 and 23 together to get the number 23 through multiplying. A composite number is a whole number greater than 1 that has more than 2 factors. For example, the number 4, because 4 times 1 equals 4, but so does 2 times 2. So a composite number is a number that has multiple sets of factors. So most even numbers are composite numbers, right? So the number 10 can be achieved by multiplying 1 and 10. It can also be achieved by multiplying 2 and 5. So because it has factors additionally from 1 and 10, I know that it's a composite number. And some odd numbers are going to be composite too, like the number 21. I know I can multiply 1 and 21, but I can also multiply 3 and 7. So that's a composite number as well. Now there are some exceptions. The number 1 is neither prime or composite since its only factor is itself, and the number 0 is also neither prime nor composite. So those are exceptions to the prime composite rules. Now we're going to look at some practice. So I want you to go through this list of numbers and circle the prime numbers and box in the composite numbers. Be careful not to let yourself get tricked. All right, check this out and see if your answers were correct. Some common mistakes you might have seen here were the number 1. Remember, 1 is neither prime or composite, so it doesn't get a circle or a square. Another mistake you might have seen or made yourself is the number 2. So 2 is even, but it's prime because its only factors are 1 and 2. There's nothing else that you can multiply or no other whole numbers that you can multiply that will give you the number 2. Now we're going to practice listing factors. So I want you to list the factors of the following numbers. And when you're done, come back and check your work. So here are all those factors listed out. Most of these should have been pretty easy. You'll notice that in the number 100, I only listed the number 10 once. It's because I'm listing the factors. And so 10 times 10 equals 100, but we only have to list that number 10 once in the list of factors. I hope this lesson helped you to understand listing factors of a number and deciding whether a number is prime or a composite.